Welcome to the latest episode of Don Bennett's Drum Vault. I'm here to tell you a little story about an adventure that I had that started a couple years ago when I got a call from one of the producers from Pawn Stars, the show you see on the History Channel. Eventually, really after about a year of conversations, we landed on a drum set, this is the snare drum from it, that was made for Ringo Starr. It was in the process of being made and almost finished when they discovered they used the wrong shells. So they used a Maple Classic shell instead of the Legacy shell that Ringo wanted. So the drum set ended up being sold to Bun E and eventually it found its way to me. Anyway, that was a set they were interested in seeing, and so they made the arrangements for me to come to Las Vegas with the drums and be on the show on Pawn Stars and see if we could make a deal. So I guess I'm probably not letting the cat out of the bag too much. I think kind of figure out after a while that, if I was on that show, I didn't just happen to be walking down the street one day in Vegas carrying a drum set and happened to come into the store. That much of it was set up that I was going to show up and arrive and be there on the show, but the actual discussion and the negotiation and what you see going on in the episode, was actually happening. We could not come to an agreement on the price. So I came in as the seller, and then it was Corey. Corey was the guy from Pawn Stars that I was actually negotiating with. And then they brought in a gentleman who was their expert, or they called him in. And he's a really, really well-known memorabilia specialist. He actually was with Hard Rock Cafe from the very beginning, helped them build their massive collection. Very well-known guy and a guy who really knows his stuff. Although on this particular item, I don't think they saw the value that I saw. Anyway, we ended up not making a deal on the show. You can see the whole negotiation we had on the episode. So I still have the drum set. It's still for sale. It's actually currently on display at West Coast Drum Shop in Bellevue, or you can see it on my Donn'sDrumVault.com website. A really cool, interesting set. I mean, it's a set that was made for Ringo Starr. How much cooler can it get? The set is finished in this really cool Lumograph finish, which is kind of this 3D finish. And then Ringo got a identical looking set in this same Lumograph finish, but with the Legacy shells. That's the set that he ended up playing on his birthday concert at Radio City Music Hall, the one where he plays with Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney surprised him and showed up and played Birthday with him on stage. So the set's still here at West Coast Drum Shop in Bellevue, Washington, or you can see it on my Donn'sDrumVault.com website. Thanks again for sticking with me through the latest episode of Don Bennett's Drum Vault, and hopefully we're seeing you again very soon.